I am no farmer, but it seems to me that the guy in this parable is irresponsible and wasteful. He goes out to sow seed, and what does he do? He just throws it everywhere. The rocks, the thorns, the road. In those days, sowing was done by hand, and again, I'm no farmer. But I think if I were sowing by hand, I think I could at least avoid the road. Surely he could have focused more, paid more attention. After all, that would have been a better use of his seeds, a better use of his time, better stewardship, so to speak. But this sower acts as though he has all the seeds in the world, and as though he has unlimited time. He acts as though he has far more than he needs, so he can be wasteful like this. Yet somehow he reaps an extraordinary harvest. I've read that harvests of 4-fold to 10-fold were considered pretty good in Jesus' day. A 15-fold harvest would be an exceptional year. But here this irresponsible, wasteful farmer reaps a harvest that's 30-fold, 60-fold, even 100-fold. Unheard of. And it seems to me that this sower is an image of God, showing us that God sometimes seems to be irresponsible and wasteful. God throws grace around on the good and the evil, the wicked, the lazy, the kind, the peaceful, the cruel, on everyone. God pours rain and sunshine on the whole world, and grace and love and every good gift. God doesn't always focus where we think he should. Sometimes we see good things happening to others, and we even start feeling that God isn't sowing among us anymore. And somehow, despite all this, God always reaps an extraordinary harvest. God's word just grows and grows. See, I think God is kind of like a dandelion. Dandelions are irresponsible and wasteful too. When their flower goes to seed, that seed flies wherever the wind takes it, or wherever a child's breath takes it. And you know, some of that seed ends up on the sidewalk, and some of it ends up in the rocks, and some of it ends up in the thorns. But you know what? There are always lots of dandelions next year. Heck, there are often lots of dandelions next week. More and more and more and more. There are so many seeds to go around, and they do go everywhere. And sometimes even the ones that land on the sidewalk, well, they grow too, right through the crack. Dandelions seem to know that there's always enough soil, always enough wind, always enough water, and always enough seed. When they go to seed, they just let go, and their seed flies everywhere, and it yields 100-fold, or at least it seems to. You ever try to get rid of dandelions? So what if the dandelions are right? What if God is right? What if there is enough to go around? Well, we're taught to believe that things are scarce. Act now, because this deal won't last. There's not enough time, not enough money, not enough work, not enough people, not enough faith, not enough of anything to make the future okay. Not enough, not enough, not enough. I once went to a workshop called Do What Matters. One of the exercises was to talk about what you remember from childhood. And the interesting thing was we all remembered that things were really good back when we were kids. And yet we grew up in different decades. The 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. We all remembered that the decade of our childhood was a time when everything was okay, when we had enough. And I've had conversations with people who grew up in the Great Depression, a time when things certainly seemed scarce. Unemployment at 25%, but almost without fail, those people also told me that things were good then. Maybe because people got along, because people helped each other, or because parents took care of them. See, kids who are loved, I think, are like dandelions. Kids who are loved always just know that there's enough. Kids don't question that. Oh, sure, kids can be greedy and always want more, more, more. But that's because they really think that there is enough. They think their parents have enough money, enough time, enough of everything. And kids are the ones who blow those dandelion seeds around. So what if the kids are right? What if the dandelions are right? What if God is right? What if it's true that even in the midst of times like the Great Depression, God always gives us everything we need? What if it's true that even then, there's enough? I'm not saying there are no problems. There certainly are problems, some of them serious. But what if we have everything we need to solve those problems? What if God has given us every tool, every skill, every person that we need to solve any problem we face? What if we can face those problems without being afraid or worried? What if we do have enough? What if God's right? How would your life be different? If God were right that you have enough time, how How would you spend that time? What would you stop doing? What would you start doing? If God were right that you have exactly as much money as you need, how would you spend that money differently? If God were right that He has provided everyone with every good gift, then how would you allow God to use you to provide those gifts to others? If God were right about this, what would you stop worrying about? What problem would you face head on? How would your life be different this week? I invite you to pull this little goldenrod sheet out from your announcement folder. And if you don't have one, I guarantee there's enough. They're out in the narthex. What it says on here is, if God were right that there is enough of every good gift, then what might you do differently this week? I invite you to write an answer to that question right now. And I'm not going to collect these. I'm not going to read these. These are for you to keep. But I invite you to keep it with you through the week. Share it with your family if you like. Look at it each day and allow God to remind you that there is enough. Take just a minute now and write an answer to this question.